take into account what God is going to judge, whether we like it or not. Because if it was left up to us, a whole bunch of people that probably gonna get a pass into heaven, we would probably send them straight to hell and find every reason why we should be granted entry into the pearly gates as if God didn't see some of the stuff that we have done. We really have to stop thinking that we done out hustled God. Like he didn't see that. He gonna give you a pass. So I said that to say that when I had to come to a place in my life, in my heart, in my mind, to let God do what he do and let him be the judge, and that we learn to love unconditionally. Because the reality of it is, on this Thanksgiving Day, that 95 to 98% of us love with conditions. I'm going to say it again. 95 to 98% of us love with conditions. And because we do love with conditions, we find fault. So we have to be very careful with that. Let God do what God do. And let God turn that sin around. You know, hopefully one day whoever will see themselves want to come to know Christ better and ask God to deliver them. Just as well as if you ain't married and you really trying to have a relationship with Christ, that you stop as females and men poking everything, and we women opening our legs up and justifying it as if it's any better. Because it's the consummation, all right, that makes it a sin. So that's how I look at that now. I haven't always been there. I hadn't always been there. But I had a childhood friend who I couldn't understand how she became gay, and then she turned around and got married. I mean, it went from one. We done been through men stuff. She done been married. She done tripped out. Was on top of the car. I'm trying to go get her, hide her out. I mean, all type of crazy boy stuff. I got married early. We pregnant early. Like, what are you doing? Boy, crazy. I don't even think as kids, my mama know I snuck her in the house for a whole damn week because her mama and them had put her out. And I used to sneak her in the house, and she would sleep on the other side of the bed on the floor. I don't even think my mama noticed. And then for her to later on in life turn to women, that was hard for me to process. And then I removed myself from her because I didn't understand what we going to talk about. We can't talk about dudes. We can't talk about, we can't talk about what we used to talk about. We don't have nothing in common. And I don't want to hear nothing about the gay pride, beach. I don't want to hear none of that. Because then I'm going to start thinking that you're trying to entice me to like what you like. I want to be honest about that. So, I removed myself, and then I had to find out through the grapevine that one of her kids passed away. And I had to jump through hoops to find her. I had to jump through hoops. And all I wanted her to know was that I was sorry I wasn't there for her. So see, this is when the heart came in. I mean, y'all can hear it now in my voice. This is kind of a testimony. It was at that point that I felt like I had let her down because of a lifestyle that she chose. And her lifestyle was between her and God. It wasn't between her and me. So I let her down. And I felt so bad. And I was trying my best to get to her. And I turned my back on her. I turned my back on her because of her sins, as if I didn't have my own. So that's how I got to where I'm at now. I don't ever want anybody to think that I don't have their back. I don't love them because of who they choose to sleep with. That's between them and God. They don't have nothing to do with me. And I don't want to compromise my love for a person because of their sins. And their sins is unto God. They're not unto me. If that makes sense to anybody. So you got to find respect for that space, their life, their relationship, their mistakes, just like I have my life and my mistakes that I'm going to have to stand before God about. I don't want to have to stand account for my bad doings because of somebody's sin. I'm going to move on because I don't, that's my testimony, and y'all not getting another testimony from me for the rest of 2025. Y'all done brought tears to my, but I just thank God. I thank God for growth. I thank God, that was a renewing of the mind for me. That was, yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna move on, y'all.
Referring to themselves as minor attracted people.
Oh, there you go. Can't go there.
Hey, but that's what they believe. They believe that they are in love and want to have sex with children.
Oh,
they
no.
believe that, Nick. They believe it.
Now,
are you going to apologize when you call them pedophiles?
Nope.
Are you going to apologize, Nick?
Nope.
Are you going to have them on your podcast? Don't you understand how they feel on the inside when you say that they can't have sex with 8-year-olds?
Nope.
That is a hell of a point.
It is. The slippery slope is not a fallacy. It is reality. We are living the slippery slope. So somebody's going to have to produce the wall. So there's going to be a lot of voices that need to be objective and tell people the truth. I'm very happy to be those voices. If you're looking for me to, make you feel good.
But I'm going to say this. See, that's against the law, though. That's against the law. And see, that's against the law. Now, if all them other stuff, the same sex stuff, that ain't against the law. So, I also had to learn that everything ain't my place. Yeah, I'm big on keeping it REAL, and I'm not gonna lie. Now, if somebody asks me how I feel, I'm gonna tell you how I feel. But just because it's the truth don't mean that I have to say it. Now, when it comes to kids, because that's against the law, I'm gonna call you out. I'm gonna call you out. I'm gonna call you out. But that other stuff, I whether I like it or not. I don't have to say, you know, that's wrong. Yeah, I mean, it's Steve, and God made Adam for Eve and not for Steve. Just blurt it. I don't have to do that. Although it's the truth. Just because it's the truth does not give you a pass to get in their business. Just like who I sleep with, I don't want nobody coming up to me saying, now you know I hear, yeah, you know y'all not married, right? Why you sleeping with that man? We gonna be insulted. We gonna be like, what does that have to do with you? Am I screwing you? What? You know, then we gonna become defensive, right? They're not entitled to feel that same way. That's the school's business, Francine Lopez. No, that's the school's business. That's not the people's best, the school's business. Because in that case, what about same sex? I mean, the opposite sex. I mean, don't watch TV, don't watch no games, don't watch Sesame Street, don't watch Barney, don't watch, just sit there, cause it's everywhere. Whether you know it or not, it's not just in the schools, it's everywhere. It's in churches. It's everywhere. So that means that you have to be the teacher at home, homeschool. Because Trump is trying to fuck them on the cool. Don't bring up Trump. He is the biggest PDFer. He human trafficking. So the kids that's being grabbed on the streets and shit, walking home from school, he a part of snatching them. So you got to get up out of here, Francine Lopez. You get your dumb ass up out of here. I know good and damn well you not patting the back of a PDFer. Oh, bye. 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 Right. I agree with that. I was just reading. Alan, I agree with that. But it's still a sin, and let God regulate that. Let God change their heart and mind. Ain't nothing that you or me or anybody else that we can say that's gonna change their mind or their ways. Nobody can change their ways but God. I'm just trying to tell you the truth. Nobody can change nobody but God. And until God changed them, it won't be changed. That comes into the renewing of the mind. And everybody mindset is not the same at the same time. So let God do his job. I mean, everybody here on earth is here for his purpose and his plan. I don't know his purpose and plan. I don't know why in that purpose and plan their route is their route. I don't know. So let God do what he gonna do. It's his purpose and his plan. Even in our sin, it's still his purpose, his plan. Before either one of us was placed in our mother's womb, our route was already planned. And there's nothing we can do to deviate it. That's when we got to keep it real and keep it spiritual. None of us can deviate from God's purpose and God's plan. Yeah. And we have to accept that. And, let God do what God gonna do. Oh, yeah, I got that PDF out of here now. I ain't that understanding. I ain't got that far in my Christian walk. I ain't there yet.
I can't. That's why I said.
And I say that because when we start doing anything other than we remove love. If we dissect it, when we become that intense and that judgmental on sin, because that's what it is. It's just that their sin seems worse than our sin, right? And it don't make sense to us. So we're going to be more harsh majority of the time. And then when we check our heart, when we check our heart ain't right. That's if you check your heart. If we can find fault and condemnation and this and that and da, our heart ain't right. Because God said he came to save the world and not condemn it. So why are you condemning? Why are you so harsh when God said that ain't what I came for? So who do you think you are? Now you God. Now you the author and the finisher. If he said he didn't come to condemn, then why are we condemning? Something ain't right with your heart. You got a heart condition. And that's why I was heartbroken. And it didn't matter to me who she slept with, what she was doing. Her sins did not matter to me. I was not there, and her son, in whom I love, was gunned down. And I then could only imagine what she was going through. And somebody that had been my friend since childhood wasn't there because of somebody she was dating. Not because of something she did to me, but because of who she had a relationship with. And then at that point, none of that mattered to me. None of that. I don't even care. I don't even care. All I know is that I was not there for her. So I don't give a fuck. Never again. Because they don't have nothing to do with me. I let you down. And it was at that point I learned what was most important. I'm gonna move on again.
That's what I was like. It's
Okay, I'm not your mommy. You're not a toddler. You're an adult.
But see,
this is what truth is. And if you can't deal with truth, then you're going to have a very tough life. Way tougher than having to listen to Candace Owens say, you are a man on the internet.
Alan,
So
you're not God. You can't say what God is going to do. Are you crazy? You one of them. God not going to change your ways. Says who? So you God? He created you. I mean, what if somebody say he not going to create you and you have this fucked up way of thinking? You don't know God's purpose and plan. You ain't that smart. You're not the creator. So that means that what you think about scripture, you don't rewrote scripture. You one of them? Yeah, I can't process you because you think you God, Alan. I can't. You're not God. So please do not think for him. He does not need your help. You need his. Well, if Sky Daddy, if somebody was had put a hit out on you, I'm sure you would be frigid
but,
too.
Again, in your ultimate goal, or that what is your ultimate goal?
For my children to grow up in a world that is still dictated by reality and not feelings, because that's the thing. We are passing this world off. So you have to appreciate that we're now the adults. We're the adults in the room, right? And right now we have a bunch of adults who are too scared to even say the truth. So forget the generations who had to find within themselves the strength to go to a foreign country and potentially die fighting for freedom. We're now a generation where it's so easy for us to preserve freedom. It's so easy for us to preserve righteousness. We just have to be willing to be called mean names on the internet and have mean articles written about me. People say to me, oh, Candace, how do you deal with all this hate? I don't care. But literally, I don't care. It's like I really hope people listening to this understand, before you even write that comment, how little of a shit I give about it. Like, I want you to know that when you're writing it, whatever about her, I just don't care. And it shocks people because you know why? I live my life with real truth.
Flip mode action.
I have a husband who loves me. I have 3 healthy children. I am close with my sisters. My cousin's here. She does my makeup. Like, the Bible kind of gets it right. If you start living by the Bible, you will have this same confidence. You will find the audacity. You will realize this is not it. So you might as well contribute truth, because you're going to meet your maker. You are going to meet your creator one day. And your creator is not, whatever organization, the SBL, I think I'm on the SBLC's list, the ADL list. I just don't care. Right? They shouldn't put together these lists. They shouldn't waste their time putting me on their list, because I literally don't give a shit. And so that's why they hate me the most, because they know I don't fear them. I fear telling a lie.
He is absolutely a forgiving
That's my
God.
fear in life.
That's why he sacrificed his life.
People's feelings don't matter to you whatsoever.
I'm just not their mommies.
You folks have no idea what honey and cinnamon can do for your brain. I'm 82 years old, and just a few months ago, I could barely remember my own.
Now, I believe in feelings over facts. But again, I'm at a point in my life that I don't have to express how I feel about the facts all the time. Say that again. I do not have to express how I feel about the facts all the time, especially if I'm not asked. Yeah, I just don't have to. Like somebody who is who hair color is I just feel like somebody needs to tell you, girl, that hair color is ugly on you. No, ain't no love in that. I just did not have to say that. I mean, and it may be true. And that's how I really feel. And how I really feel is the truth. But I didn't have to say it. So that's my point. Just because it is the truth, and that is how I feel, and how I feel is backed by facts. You know, why did I have to say that? Because it's the truth. No, your heart ain't right. If we checked our heart, then that's when you know you don't have to say it. Don't say nothing. Because your heart ain't right. So heart check. Check your heart. And see if you have a heart condition. If your heart ain't right, then don't say it. Find another time when it's coming from a genuine place. Yeah, and not a spiteful, hateful, conniving, manipulative place. And to do that, we have to thy own self be true. You know when your heart ain't right. You know when you spiteful. Like when I go on my tangents about Trump, I know what I'm saying is true. But is my heart right when I say it? Like when Laquita pop out, is Laquita heart right? No. Absolutely not. And I'm not going to lie to myself and say that it is. I'm not going to lie to myself to act like Laquita is not in there. And I'm not going to act like, like it's coming from a genuine place when Laquita pop out. No, I'm not going to even lie to myself. So that's why it's not best for me. It's just not best. Laquita is not the best of me. If that makes any type of sense. I am not in denial. And Laquita is not the best of me. She is not loving. She's not understanding. Nor is she caring. Laquita don't give a fill in the blank. Fill in the blank for me, y'all. Tell me in the comment section what Laquita don't give. Come on, let's go. Let's go. And see if Laquita hard right. And then maybe you can understand. So when Laquita pop out, yeah. Laquita don't give a what? Come on, Miss. I was just about to say, come on, Miss Tom, and I looked down and saw Laquita. Come on. So that maybe y'all understand where I'm coming from. When I'm being true about my own self. When Laquita pop out, yeah. And that's just what that is. And I'm still a work in progress. And Laquita still need help. That's why I don't like when Laquita come out. There's some YouTube people who love Laquita. I had somebody that asked me, could Laquita come visit them? I had somebody earlier today ask to see Laquita. Can Laquita come out and play? I mean, yeah. We like AunTeaFee, but I love Laquita. Y'all know how many times I done heard that? Yeah, AunTeaFee. Yeah. But Laquita, Laquita. Oh, Laquita. Oh, baby, what they say? Anybody can get it when Laquita pop out. Anybody can get it. Yeah. So that's all I'm saying. We could all be judgmental. Yeah, but check your heart. Check your heart. And if you know your heart ain't right, then there's a good chance you didn't have to say that. Yes, she would. Laquita, fool.
Again, because the point that I was
I'm
making.
sorry, y'all. Let's go. Happy Thanksgiving now.
The only point that I was making is someone who has such a strong faith, and is attempting to be as Christ-like as possible, to go waving that sword at everybody that doesn't agree with you. And because ultimately you're hurting their feelings. They're crying. There's an adverse reaction to what you're saying because it hurts them. in their well-being. You're speaking to some people that's all they know. That's all they are. Now, if I'm really trying to operate on the highest frequency, I'm like, I'm gonna let you do you, unless you come into my space.
I can do
with
that.
something
Now,
that
I will say that about
to
Candace.
say that we're
I will say that
anti-Semitic,
about
but to
Candace.
say that
Candace comes across to me in all
we're
her knowledge and everything. Now,
We're now a generation where it's so easy for us to preserve freedom.
Now, I will say this about
It's so
her, in my opinion. She almost,
either yes or no.
hold on, something is
because
going on.
we're either talking about feelings or facts.
No, but that's what I'm
My sister,
saying. I believe there is objective truth. Okay.
Okay.
A person that is born a man. Okay. A person that is born with a penis, as we call it. Okay.
Hurting people's feelings.
I have no problem going out the world. That's one way to pitch it. Telling people the truth so that they can better their lives. So they can live in.
now, this is just my opinion. She does come across as if she makes herself righteous. Now, I don't know, before she converted over to Christ, it comes across to me is that she makes herself perfect. And we know that that's not true. She feels as if she's in control of her righteousness, that she validates her own righteousness. And that's just my opinion right now. So, which makes her judgmentalness, her condemnation. I'm not talking about the PDFers. I'm just saying, period, overall.
Reality. And not the ones,
But
not
what
the
if,
fantasy
but
land that
what
they're
if
creating for
someone
their lives.
believes that that is a better life for them?
Okay, well, let's play it your way then. Let's do it the other way. There are a group of people who are now referring to themselves as minor attracted people.
Oh, there you go.
I don't know nothing about none of that.
But that's what they believe. They believe that they are in
It's
love
the
and want
same
to
argument, white people.
have sex with children.
That's
They
against the
believe
law.
that,
It's
Nick. They
different.
believe it. And are you going to apologize when you call them pedophiles? Are you going to apologize, Nick? Are you going to have them on your podcast? Don't you understand how they feel on the inside
Nope.
when you say that they can't have sex with 8-year-olds?
Nope.
That is a hell of a point.
It is the slippery slope.
That
is not
is against
a
the law,
fallacy.
though.
It is reality. We are living the slippery slope. So somebody's going to have to produce the wall. So there's going to be a lot of voices that need to be objective and tell people the truth. I'm very happy to be those voices. If you're looking for me to, make you feel good, I can't be your mommy. I can't. That's why I tell you, I can't be your mommy.
But see, that's what I say. It's
Okay, I'm not your mommy. You're not a toddler. You're an adult.
But see,
this is what truth is. And if you can't deal with truth, then
The truth
you're
will
going to
set
have
you
a
free.
very tough life. Way tougher than having to listen to Candace Owens say, you are a man on the internet.
So, but again, in your ultimate goal, what is your ultimate goal?
For my children to grow up in a world that is still dictated by reality and not feelings, because that's the thing. We are passing this world off. So you have to appreciate that we're now the adults. We're the adults in the room, right? And right now we have a bunch of adults who are too scared to even say the truth. So forget the generations who had to find within themselves the strength to go to a foreign country and
What time
potentially
is it?
die fighting for freedom. We're now a generation where it's so easy for us to preserve freedom. It's so easy for us to preserve righteousness. We just have to be willing to be called mean names on the internet and have mean articles written about me. People say to me, okay, how do you deal with all this hate? I don't care. But literally, I don't care. It's like I really hope people listening to this understand, before you even write that comment, how little of a shit I give about it. Like, I want you to know that when you're writing it, whatever about her, I just don't care. And it shocks people because you know why? I live my life with real truth, right? I have a husband who loves me. I have 3 healthy children. I am close with my sisters. My cousin's here. She does my makeup. Like, the Bible kind of gets it right. If you start living by the Bible, you will have this same confidence. You will find the audacity. You will realize this is not it. So you might as well contribute truth, because you're going to meet your maker. You are going to meet your creator one day. And your creator...
Okay, but what I need for her to get, and all her getting, I need for her to get that before she got where she is now, she was dead wrong. The Bible didn't validate any of what she was into. And it was until God had her and God granted her with a renewing of the mind. But she walked around with all of that, doing all of that. And she was totally out of line. And she still justified it and self-validated it. And just because she got it when she got it, don't make her righteous. When someone else get it when they're supposed to get it, they will get it. But she has to remember when she was playing with the devil. And she may have forgot about that. That's just my opinion. Because when you start saying living by the Bible, living by God's word, well, you haven't always did that. What about that? You don't want to talk about that. You don't think about that no more. Yeah. Because that means you would have been wrong. And that would have mean that you was living a lie. Everything that you're saying right now. So when people was trying to tell you the truth, you couldn't hear it. Yeah, it's only God's timing. That's it. Because again, we are here on earth. We were created for his purpose and his plan. And only he know his purpose and his plan for each and every one of us. And it's different. Yeah. Now that don't mean not tell the truth, not spread the word and the gospel. But our truth and our gospel and our word is to bring people closer to Christ, to get them to Christ, to be able to accept Christ as their personal savior. All that other stuff just to be debating and want to see how smart we are and all our intel, all of that stuff. Okay, but are you telling them about the goodness? Are you telling them about the saving grace? I mean, to know the Bible is to know that is what it's about. It's not to turn them away from God. It's to bring them to him. And we forget that sometimes. Let's go.
Is not, whatever organization, the SBL, I think I'm on the SBLC's list, the ADL list. I just don't care. Right? They shouldn't put together these lists. They shouldn't waste their time putting me on their list because I literally don't give a shit. And so that's why they hate me the most, because they know I don't fear them. I fear telling a lie. That's what I fear. That's my fear in life.
Wow.
But I don't think that necessary. And that may be part of, I think that, because when you was just as vocal when you was lying. When you really wasn't telling the truth. And maybe you didn't know the truth. But you wasn't telling it because you was not representing Christ. So if you wasn't representing him, you were speaking against him, especially if you were a part of the Zionist cult. Now, thank God he brought you out. But baby, when she was in it, she wasn't telling the truth. I mean, somebody got to be able to let her know. Like that, say it like that. Yeah,
And people's feelings don't matter to you whatsoever.
I'm just not their mommies.
But again, because the point that I was making, we'll wrap this session up as well. But the only point that I was making, in someone who has such a strong faith, and is attempting to be as Christ-like as possible, to go waving that sword at everybody that doesn't agree with you. And because ultimately you're hurting their feelings. They're crying. There's an adverse reaction to what you're saying because it hurts them and their well-being. You're speaking to some people that's all they know. That's all they are. Now, if I'm really trying to operate on the highest frequency, I'm like, I'm going to let you do you. Unless you come into my space.
She's forgotten.
Well, then
I don't know how old this is.
To judge what you do with your life, especially if I'm attempting to be the one that's saying, hey, I am a light. Let my reflection shine to you, so then maybe we can have discourse or whatever. But if I'm out there spewing things at a community, then
I'm not spewing things at a community. I get asked a question and I answer it.
Okay.
That's the wildest part. People will literally ask me what I think, like Don Lemon did.
Yeah,
and
I saw
gave
the
them an answer.
but
And then
that
people,
wasn't.
oh my gosh, I can't believe she has the audacity to say this stuff. Yeah.
But I mean, I don't think, because you said you believed he was sinning based off of
His homosexual marriage. He is sinning.
But everybody's sinning. You
is.
If you eat some bacon today, you sinning. Like
To be very clear, he then raised the point that everybody sins. I said, yes, that wasn't the question that was asked of me.
So to me, that exchange, like, I watched the whole thing. That was probably one of the softer exchanges that you guys had. So, but to that point, you're fearless. You speak your truth unapologetically. But there has to be, we see you clearly don't give a fuck about what other people say about you. But
well, I get that now. I do get that. I do get that. I do get that. She said that was not what was asked of her. I get that. Don't ask me a question, and then when I answer it, then you move the goalpost. Yeah, I get that. I get that. Because if you ask me, do I think that you are sinning with a same-sex relationship, I'm going to say yes. Absolutely. The question was not, do everybody sin? Absolutely everybody sin, but that is not what you asked me. You asked me, am I a sinner if I have sex with the same sex? Yes, you are. And if I was doing it, I would be sinning too. The sin don't change because of the person. So I get that. I get that. But I still feel like she thinks she makes herself holy. And she's only righteous by grace, not by works, unless you brag. See, she kind of has that brag. So if anybody ever wonder what that scripture is really saying, it's that. So there are some people who think that they make themselves holy. They are righteous because they do everything right. Bullcrap. Thank you, NBC. Yeah. Yeah, no. And if you were raised in a Pentecostal church or Kojic or anything close to that, then yeah. Yeah. And that's why it's fire and brimstones. It's so harsh. No. People forget. He said he was expecting a softer approach. No. The question wasn't soft. The question wasn't soft. Mm-mm. 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 And I will say, most people are more forgiving of opposite sex sin than they are with same sex sin. But it's there's no soft answer to that. But I will say, no sin is bigger than the other. And um, because I knew how I felt about it. I'm better at it now, but I do have someone in my family that are same sex relationships, and I remember a long time ago when that family member came to me and talked to me about it, because I really am that aunt, and and when somebody comes over like the holidays, and my radar, I'm like, well, who is this? Because I'm real big about who co-signed and who where you who you here with. And we had one of those situations, and there was a coming out, and and because I'm not familiar with it and I don't understand it, and it's not for me to understand, because it's not a I don't know what word. It's not something that entices me or I don't know how it feels. I don't know anything about it. I don't know how there is an attraction. So because of that, I remember saying, this is unfamiliar. I don't understand it, but I want you to know that I want to say this. Don't let no one judge you. Not even me. And I said that. Not even me. I was being honest about it, because how other people were feeling, I was feeling the same way. So don't let nobody on earth judge you. Not even me. And I'm your aunt, and I love you. And I don't ever want you to feel like you're in this big old world by yourself because of how you feel about your sin, because that's what that is. And if we look at it any other way, we're looking at it the wrong way. And we have to force. I want people to force the judgmental spirit to acknowledge it as a sin. So back up off of it. Don't look at it any other way other than a sin. And so if your sins is only judged by God. So back up off me. Don't seek no approval from nobody on earth. That desire is between you and God. And don't let nobody judge you. Not even me. Because I nor anybody on earth can put you in heaven or hell. That's between you and God. And I think it's in our best interest to keep our heart right. That's just an easy way to balance that emotionally and keep it about love of the person and not judgment of the sin. Because to look at it any kind of way, any other way, judgment comes with it. Okay, let me move on. I had no idea that's what they was talking about.
Yeah.
But I don't think, because you said you believed he was sinning based off of
his homosexual marriage. He is sinning.
But everybody's sinning. You if you eat some bacon today, you sinning. Like
to be very clear, he then raise the point that everybody sends. I said, yes, that
My
wasn't the
family
question that was asked of
judged
me.
So
me.
that to me that exchange, like I watched the whole thing. That was
And
probably
thank
one of the
God
softer
my
exchanges
husband
that you
loved
guys
me
had.
for me.
So,
Amen.
but to that point, you're fearless. You speak
Thank
your truth
God for that, Mimi.
unapologetically. But there has to be,
Exactly.
we see you clearly don't give
Thank
a
you
fuck
so
about
much,
what other people say about you,
AunTeaFee,
but
for explaining this.
knowing that you want
You are
this better
so
place for
welcome,
your
Southern
children,
Queen.
it has to lead with at some sort of compassion.
We got to help one another. You know, we have to. We have to. I just think it's very important for us to come with a different texture. I think it's just very important that we reach one another and not lose one another. You are so very welcome. You know, I'm just thankful. I'm just thankful for that. Some of these understandings that God has placed in me, I'm just so thankful for. And I just think it's important to steer the generation in a better direction than how it had been steered before. You know, the unconditional love was taken out. The one-sidedness of it all, you know, had been a driving force. So I just thank God. I absolutely thank God for the wisdom that He has stored upon me. And I can honestly say it comes from a genuine place. And I also think it has to be said in a way that is reachable and teachable, not way over somebody's head with these big, elaborate, and perfect words. That it's like, what? And you expect for people to get that? I remember asking God to use me and use me in a way that I am able to be received, you know. And I think when I was praying that prayer, I was at that time back in the day, I was talking about my nieces and nephews, you know. It's kind of like that baby aunt, the youngest aunt, just to be able to reach them on 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 their level, you know. I remember asking God that, if that makes any type of sense. Just didn't want to be able to speak every scripture, and every scripture, it, but do you live it? I mean, is it really in you? I mean, does it come from a genuine place, or do you just know it? I mean, yeah, you can know what, yeah, but is it in you? I mean, it's not just because you say it's in you. Can people see it? Can they hear it? Can they really receive it? And know that love is behind it. Yeah, that's just very important. I don't want my words, my ways, my views to be could be a determining factor if someone goes to Christ or turn away. Just because what you're doing is wrong. No. He came to save the world. And He came in love. Christ sacrificed His life. He hung. He bled and died. He went through long suffering and didn't even have to. He didn't have to care. And I think that's what Candace is missing. And I think even with Charlie Kirk, who got us here, is what didn't connect for me, which led us down this road of our this uncovering, because the wool clothing fell off. It slipped, and I saw it. And then it became intense. And that's how we hear with all of this. So with Candace, I still see that somewhat in this conversation. Now, once it's over, I'm going to look and see how old it is, and if it's any time recent. And it don't look like it, because she looks awfully young. You know, but, you know, we have to, you can be direct and firm and still have love and still have an embrace, and plant the seed. Plant the seed. Water it and let somebody else grow it. Plant the seed. Sometimes our position in this is just to plant the seed. And then let somebody else water it and grow it. And sometimes we don't get the opportunity to see it fully grow. And sometimes we do. But just plant the seed if that's what God has for you to do. Plant the seed. A truthful seed. And always make sure that your seeds are good so that you may grow good fruit. If you plant good seeds, you do not have to watch it grow. You will know without a shadow of a doubt that it's going to grow on when God grows it, because you planted good seeds. Always plant good seeds.
For other people's feelings and how they feel.
No. You cannot feel compassion for lies, especially because they have become what they're doing now is they're wielding compassion as a sword. They pass through everything that they want done. And like I said, you were going to blink, and compassion is going to end up with minor attractive people.
Thank you, y'all,
compassion
for the
is going to mean
love.
we can no longer call them pedophiles.
Thank you.
That is what is going to happen. It is what is happening.
Can't let that happen.
We are barreling toward that. We are barreling toward that. It's so obvious because people don't. They would rather tell a lie
That's
than
true.
risk offending someone. That is the magic sauce. That is what they are doing. And these people aren't kind-hearted people that are. They're
See,
vicious.
I'm not saying you
They're
should tell a
vicious.
lie.
But that is what you're
I'm just saying
saying. That
there's
is
no
what you're saying.
point to be offensive.
But to apologize to someone for simply stating the truth. It'd be different if you said, you know, I saw Candace at Target, which you wouldn't, because Target supports trans children. But let's just...
So you don't even go to Target?
No,
So
I
you
had to
at Walmart?
But so Walmart's good. But you just imagine, like, if I saw them at Walmart, it's a better idea. And they're just walking and their shirt says, I'm non-binary. If I went up to that person and I was like,
writer.
why are you wearing that shirt? Okay, then you can say, Candace aggressed me and did something.
Yes.
These people are choosing to find me when I'm being asked questions. They're choosing to pursue my content so that they can feel offended. Because I'm telling the truth.
I used to write poetry.
Literally, I'm just telling the truth. Men, I respect. No, I don't respect. I understand that gender dysphoria has always been a thing.
Spiritually
I
based
always feel
poetry. I used
compassion
to.
for people with mental disorders. If you told me you had bipolar, you were schizophrenic, whatever it is. But to the extent that you're going to say, hey, Candace, I'm bipolar, and now you have to pretend that I'm not bipolar, or Candace, I'm schizophrenic, and every time I switch my personality, you have to acknowledge me according to this personality. I don't have to be crazy because you're crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Y'all, I know y'all want AunTeaFee to go because it is Thanksgiving. Have y'all ate? Are y'all sick of me? This was supposed to be an hour. Do y'all know that? I just cannot come on here and get off unless I'm mad. Ain't that ugly? I mean, I cannot get on here and get off unless them likes ain't up. Baby, but hunting, if them likes is right and we are really on to something, I can go, can I? I'm just trying to get. No, we not tired. Okay, well, hold on, because I think it's another one. Because this right here wasn't supposed to go like this. I done cried 2 or 3 times. Y'all, oh, all up into my feelings. I done went back down to childhood and oh Lord. Y'all know I'm not wrapped too tight. I didn't want to see that one. What was this one? Hold on. One of them talked about her. Let's hear this one.
A biological male. Okay, so that's the claim.
Because we still
I
got
have
to
to
get
tell you
to.
guys, in my gut of guts, there is something unbelievable.
Okay, because we got to get into her threat. And why is Trump, not talking about the terroristic threat on a U.S. citizen? Huh? Hold on, y'all.
Probably, I just look at Brigitte Macron and I am telling you, you are looking at an utter psychopath in my view. There is something dark. There is something deep there. I see it in the eyes, in the performance of this all. That the response in France has been to start to harass people who came out and tried to tell the story, to effectively ruin their lives, to go after their finances, to debank them. The strange circumstances of some people who have tried to touch this story, and we've covered this also in our series, that wound up dead.
What's up, folks? We are back again. So we got to talk about Candace Owens. She's trending again in the news, but this time not for a good reason, not for exposing something. Well, I guess it is exposing something. It's exposing the fact that she has received intel that there is a plot on her life from the French government. This is what she's claiming. It's all alleged. But in my opinion, I'm kind of siding with her. I don't believe someone in her position with a vast legal team, with intelligence, with people in the camps who know what they're talking about, and with so much to lose, I don't think she would go out on a limb and lie about something this extreme. Why would you lie about a government trying to, cook up an assassination plot against you? That could land you in a lot of legal hot water. She's already being sued by the French government, by Brigitte Macron and her husband they're trying to get her on defamation, but that would mean that they would have to prove that what she's saying is incorrect, which what her claim is that Brigitte Macron was born a biological male. Okay, so that's the claim, and there's been a lot of suspicious things going around about that. So that clip was her from her own show talking about Brigitte Macron. So we're going to get into a little bit of what's going on. So this is the tweet that she put out. Urgent. 2 days ago, I was contacted by a high-ranking employee of the French government. After determining this person's position and proximity to the French couple, I have deemed it the information that they give me to be credible enough to share it publicly in the event that something happens. In short, this person claims that the Macrons have executed upon and paid for my assassination. Yes, you read that correctly. More specifically, that the green light was given to a small team in National Grand Marie, I don't know how to pronounce that, intervention group. I'm told there is one Israeli that is on the assassination squad. Shocking. I know, that's really, truly shocking, given their track record. And the plans were formalized. Again, this person provided concrete proof that they were well placed within the French government apparatus. Further to this point, this person claims that Charlie Kirk's assassin trained with the French Legion 13th Brigade with multi-state involvement. Journalist Xavier Poussard's life is also at risk. This is deadly serious. The head of state of France apparently wants both of us dead and has authorized professional units to carry this out. I ask that every person retweet this and share this. I do not know who in the American government can be trusted, since this source claims our leaders are aware, much like they were aware of other attacks that happened on American soil. But I have more specific information which is definitely verifiable. Should they care to reach out to me, To the brave official in France who did this because they were so moved by the evil of Charlie's public execution to the risk of their own life, may God bless you truly. Let all be revealed. So sorry, I'm having a hard time reading that. It's on the monitor and it's far away. Okay, now people are calling her crazy, of course. The usual suspects, the Israeli bots accounts on Twitter are all calling her crazy. She's crazy, she's crazy. That doesn't really hold up anymore because it seems like we're seeing a pattern of the crazy people